Rudy thanks Bruiser for paying his bail premium. She draws his attention to Sarah, waiting nearby to talk to him. She asks if he's okay when he walks over. He tells her about Cliff and Kelly and states that he and Kelly aren't intimate. Sarah offers to get him a lawyer, but he tells her that Bruiser's defending him. Sarah calls Bruiser a street lawyer. Rudy says that he is too, and assures her that he'll be fine. She gives him a hug. At Bruiser's, Deck outlines how Quinn is going to paint Rudy as Kelly's lover who lured the husband to Dots to kill him and claim self-defense. When Rudy protests that their relationship isn't romantic, Deck points out that he visited her at the hospital several times and that the on-duty nurse described them as looking cozy. Bruiser says the fact that he bought Kelly supplies shows that he cares about her. Rudy argues that it isn't a crime to care about someone. Bruiser points out that it counts as a motive. When she asks about the gun, he lies to protect Prince. However, when he admits he bought it the day Cliff was shot with it, Deck labels it premeditation. Bruiser's not hopeful they can beat Quinn in court with this case. At Tinley Britt, Brad fires Jane and hands her an envelope of cash as severance. Jane takes it but tells him he can't fire her, arguing they need her to get the files Jackie took off the hospital computers. Brad replies that the files could have anything on them. Jane's moving tenderly, and he points out she's not exactly in tip-top form. He also voices dissatisfaction with her work. Jane reminds him that Pritchard put her in the hospital and killed her partner. She's determined to finish the case, accusing Brad of pretending his hands are clean because she does all the dirty work. Brad's not bothered and wishes her well. He goes to Sarah, who is reviewing the tissue committee minutes. She asks how she can be helpful. Brad tells her about the files Jackie stole from the hospital servers. He tells her Pritchard was looking for it when he broke into the Sturm's residence. If Sarah's willing to get her hands dirty, she should talk to Charlie Sturm. Quinn meets Bruiser, Deck, and Vereen at Dot's house when they arrive to examine the crime scene. Once inside, Bruiser dismisses Quinn. Once he's gone, the three of them reenact the crime, with Deck playing Cliff, Vereen playing Kelly, and Bruiser as Rudy. They know from the coroner's report that Cliff was killed by a shot fired from at least 5 feet away. In reenacting the struggle between Rudy and Cliff, they can't figure out how Rudy got clear of Cliff to fire the shot. Bruiser notes the blood stain on the rug, pulls it up, and finds a bullet hole in the floor. Sarah finds Charlie sitting at his wife's bedside in the hospital. Letting him assume that she is a police detective, she questions him about Jackie. Stepping into the hospital corridor to talk, he admits he lent Jackie money to go on the run. Sarah asks if Jackie left anything with him or could have hidden something at his house. He denies that Jackie left anything with him. Sarah leaves. Charlie heads back to his seat, pulling a memory stick out of his pocket on the way. Kelly adds another garbage bag to a pile in her kitchen. There's a knock, and after checking the peephole, she opens the door and hugs Rudy, glad that he's okay. He sees the pile and asks what it is. Kelly says it's all Cliff stuff. Rudy understands and tells her that if she wants, she can stay at his place. He'll sleep on the couch. This way, she doesn't have to be alone. She asks if he could hold her for comfort for a while. He agrees. Their totally platonic cuddle is interrupted by banging on the door. Rudy leaves Kelly sleeping and answers the door. Bruiser's there and accuses him of lying to her. Rudy gets Kelly up so Bruiser can talk to both of them. Bruiser tells them about finding the third bullet. The angle indicates the shot came from the kitchen door, where Kelly would have been standing. In a flashback, they show Kelly shooting Cliff as he was about to kill Rudy with the baseball bat. In the present, Bruiser addresses Kelly and convinces her to admit to the truth.